My life, my choice at the end of my life. The topic that I decided to talk about today is physician assisted suicide. Physician assisted suicide is a person that's diagnosed with a terminal illness that is given 6 months to live that decides to end their life ahead of time with the assistance of a physician. Death and dying is not an easy subject matter to be talking about by any means. Could you imagine if a loved one was diagnosed with a terminal illness and given a time frame of 6 months to live? My aunt was diagnosed with cancer and she was given 6 months to live. She barely made it to the 6 month. Watching her the last month was intolerable. She was in so much pain and agony, and she was just bedridden. She should have been able to decide or given that option if she wanted to choose to end her life. Suicide, physician-assisted suicide, is about death with dignity. It's about ending and grabbing control over your terminal illness. Now, and the three main end-of-life concerns are, according to the stats found on Oregon's physician-assisted suicide, is that 91.4% say that they loss of their anatomy, and 86.7 say it's the decreasing ability to participate in daily activities, and then 71.4 say it's a loss of dignity, not being able to comprehend and doing the day-to-day. And in 2014, out of 155 prescribed a lethal pill, only about 60% of the patients actually took it, so 94 patients. Some decided to not end their lives, but they were given that option to decide if they wanted to end their lives. Currently, physician-assisted suicide is legal in 4 states, 1 county. According to an article by CNN, doctors have the right to participate, and if they choose not to, they don't have to. They also have certain circumstances in which the physician needs to be a licensed doctor in the state with specialties in certain practices of medicine. Now, I want to talk to you about some personal stories real quick on the website, the American Cancer Society. They do have some stories about the close death experiences that one must endure when they're suffering from a terminal illness. The main symptoms are fatigue, pain, appetite changes, and problems breathing. So I'm just going to read a couple of these 2 stories. I was struggling to breathe. I thought the attack would never end, and that was how I was going to die. I need the morphine to do the things I want to do. As long as I lay still in bed, I'm okay. No pain. But I don't want to spend the rest of my life flat on my back in bed. These are just some of the stories that can be found on the American Society, Cancer Society's webpage. And it just basically explains to you what a person endures like close to the end of their life. Brittany Maynard moved from California to Oregon because she chose to end her life in dignity. And she was tired of her disease taking over her life, and she felt that the best thing for her is to finally grab control over her disease and end that pain and suffering. So basically, she wanted, dignified dying is a human right. Now, in a stat that I have for you, this is provided by CBS New York Times source. If a person has, I can't read that, can you? If a person has a disease that will ultimately destroy their mind or body and they want to take their own life, should a doctor be allowed to assist the person in taking their own life or not? 37% of the population say they should. 56 say they should be allowed. 37 say they should not. Sorry about that. And 7% don't know or have no answer. Now, ultimately, what it comes down to is us not thinking hastily about this and understanding that people have the right to peace of mind and to make their own decision on whether or not they want to live or if they choose to end their life with dignity.